Today, I am going to introduce you to the budget $150 USD IFI Zen Phono stage. Now, this is not going to be a detailed breakdown because there are already a lot of reviews out there. Now, some of you are probably wondering, hey, what, Thomas is into vinyl? In what universe? I have never seen a turntable in his video. Let me tell you a story. Now, a few years ago, I did have this very nice Marantz TT15 turntable, which I have already made a video on. Now, I don't know who at Marantz decided not to include a cover, but Marantz, man, you should punish him by only allowing him to eat broccoli for a week. Now, being the cheap ass as I am, I could not get myself to spend a few $100s to buy an aftermarket cover, so I used a cloth cover, and one day, while removing the cloth cover, it latched on to the stylus, and that was the end of my stylus. Now that broke my heart because that stylus had an MSRP of $1,000. Just like having my heart broken from a breakup, it took me years to recover, and that is why I could not touch another turntable for years. It's like I could not love again. But I love the sound of vinyl and I have a small collection. So eventually I bought a Regar P3 with an Elys 2mm cartridge. Now this time, at least if I break the stylus, I'm sure it will be less traumatic because it's cheaper. So I was looking for a good phono stage, and when IFI reached out to me asking if I would be interested in checking out the Zen Phono, I was like, man, this must be a sign to start exploring the world of phono stage. So today, let me share with you what I think about the IFI Zen Phono. Before we begin, I want to quickly mention about these quote-unquote Audiophile LED turntable light. Now, this is not sponsored, but I like to support local economy, and that's the reason why I agreed to share. And also because Michael Fremer, a senior contributing editor at Stereophile, Sound Vision, and Analog Planet, took the time to review this light. Now, this $49 Uber Light Flex LED task light from the company Reliable Corporation took 3 years to be developed, and it cost $49. $49 for a light? You know, the budget-conscious, cheap-ass bloody me could not help but ask, why don't I just go get a $5 cheap LED dollar store light? So they told me, well, this has a high-quality build and is meant to compete with the commercial-grade task lights made in Germany that cost like $350 to $800. Now, he sent me a screenshot of it. Damn, man. If you put it like that, this is a no-brainer. Even if I don't need it, I have to buy it just because it is a good deal. Look, I'm sure for those of you who like to listen in low light environment and are looking for a high quality light for your turntable setup or audio setup, you will know if this is a good solution for you or not just by looking at it. Now, I'll put a link for it in the description and the first comment. Now, let me put up on screen the specs for this IFI Phono. It supports both MM and MC cartridges, and it has a super silent noise floor, minus 151 dBV. It has balanced output as well as a subsonic filter. Looking at their website, they took the time to emphasize the fact that they use high quality components. Now, do other companies who make phono stage at $150 use something similar? I don't know, but whoever works at IFI marketing, now unlike the guy at Marantz who decided not to give the turntable a cover, give the IFI marketing guy a medal. Smart marketing move to list out, the fact that they use quality components. Is the Zen Phono good? Well, good is relative. Good compared to what? To answer that question, I went out to buy $129 US Schiit Mani Phono stage. I borrowed a $750 musical surroundings Phonomena 2 plus phono stage. I have a Project tubebox phono stage myself, and finally I have a very good phono stage on my Cayin CS55A. So my whole testing was mostly on the Cayin CS55A and a tube integrated amp from Finale that uses EL84 tubes. The speaker I used was either the Silverline Sonata or the KLH. To get a second opinion, I had Mark and Russ help me out. If you have not seen the video on their system, I will link it in the description and the first comment. Now, the first thing I noticed with the IFI Zen Phono is it is very quiet, dark background. I guess there's a reason why they brag about having a silent noise floor. Second, if you want detail and clarity, man, you can stop the video now and hit the checkout button. You're welcome. The Phono is very detailed and it sounds very clean. Now the rest of the presentation, such as mid-range, clarity, bass punch, instrument separation, does perform above its price point. Now I say this because Russ, he owns that $750 musical surroundings phono stage. In his system, he did some serious A/B testing. And he told me against the IFI, he could not hear much of a difference, except the musical surroundings is a bit more organic, more natural. But if he had to do it again, he told me, yeah, he would have bought this IFI Zen Phono instead. Now, in my system, however, it is quite noticeable the difference. The musical surroundings mid-range is smoother and overall more analog sounding. Now, what shocked me is when I use it with the Finale amp, the singer with the musical surrounding moves deeper away from me. Now, is the difference worth the price, right? Because it's what, 4 times the price or 5 times the price? Now for Russ, he said no. For me, yeah, I think so. So it depends on you. Now, when I spoke to Mark about it, he said both the Schiit Mani and IFI Zen are equally as good. And he chose the Mani because he felt it was a tad smoother. Now, keep in mind, Mark likes smooth sounding gear, so his decision was not surprising. All the gear I lend him, he always chooses the smoother one, like the topping pre-90 preamp versus the Schiit Freya. He chose the Freya because he found the topping too sharp. Now, having said that, he said it was really neck to neck for him. And also understand that Mark has a pair of Klipsch, and as you know, the Klipsch has a very lively presentation, so also a question of gear matching. Now, for me, I was testing it mostly with this KLH Model 5 speaker, and this is where the IFI Zen Phono really shines. Now, spoiler alert, the KLH sound is a mix between vintage and modern sound. Okay, that's the sound. The Zen Phono, more lively in nature, wakes up more these speakers when compared to the Schiit Mani. Now, I'm not saying the Mani puts me to sleep, but it is just more exciting with the Zen Phono. So I would say, if you have speakers that are on the softer side, like the Wafdell Evo 4.4, with the slight roll-off on the top end, the Zen Phono would be a better choice. So in short, if you're looking for a phono that has a lot of clarity and resolution, the Zen Phono is a good solution. It is so clean that even if I put it in a $10,000 system, and I don't tell you I have a $150 phono in my system, there's no way you can guess. Now, you know what? They should have just painted it gold and charged $500 for it. All right, so let's wrap it up. I think one of the reasons why I like vinyl is because it tends to sound less edgy, smoother, no rough edges. However, I keep chasing after speakers like Focal because I want more sharpness, clarity, and detail. You know, a bit of a contradiction there if you think about it. That is why I think the IFI Phono will appeal to a lot of people who are looking for that clarity. It is not to the point where it is clinical, but it clearly pulls itself away from the other phono stage in its price bracket in that specific sense. For the longest time, the Schiit Mani has been the go-to phono stage in the budget market, and it's good. And it's a good thing that we have choices now, because as consumers, yeah, we are the winner when there is competition, and in this case, a serious competition. Now, sadly, there is no sound demo today because I don't have my usual copyright-free music on vinyl, so I guess I'll see you next time.